Kick-ass facts, mass psychogenic illness. It's as fucked up as it sounds. Pew 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 pew! MPI, also called mass sociogenic illness, mass psychogenic illness disorder, epidemic hysteria, or mass hysteria, involves the spread of illness symptoms through a population where there is no infectious agent responsible for contagion. MPI is distinct from other types of collective delusions by involving physical symptoms. Qualities of MPI outbreaks often include symptoms that have no plausible or organic basis, are transient and benign, rapid onset and recovery, occurrence in a segregated group, the presence of extraordinary anxiety, symptoms that are spread via sight, sound, or oral communication, and a spread that moves down the age scale, beginning with the older or higher status people and moving down. There are two forms of MPI. Mass anxiety hysteria consists of episodes of acute anxiety occurring mainly in school children. Prior tension is absent and the rapid spread is by visual contact. And mass motor hysteria consists of abnormalities in motor behavior. It occurs in any age group and prior tension is present. Initial cases have been identified and the spread is gradual, but the outbreak may be prolonged. MPI appears as the neurological opposite of autism, caused by overactive, not underactive mirror neuron system. This could in turn explain the gender difference bias between these two conditions. Autism is predominantly affecting males. People with autism show a diminished activity in the mirror neuron system, and MPI predominantly affecting young girls who appear to have a more sensitive mirror system. The earliest studied cases linked with epidemic hysteria are the dancing manias of the Middle Ages, including St. John's dance and Tarantism, that was supposed to be associated with spirit possession or the bite of a tarantula, separate from Tarantinoism, which is violent movies with excellent soundtracks and completely unrealistic depictions of gunshots. I mean, did you see Django Unchained? I mean, you got shot with a BB gun and flew 40... whatever. Those with dancing mania would dance in large groups, sometimes for weeks at a time. The dancing was sometimes accompanied by stripping, howling, the making of obscene gestures, or even reportedly laughing or crying to the point of death. Dancing mania was widespread over Europe. Between the 15th and 19th centuries, instances of motor hysteria were common in nunneries. Some of the young women in these convents were there by force, and they were forced to take vows of chastity and poverty. Their lives were highly regimented, and they had strict disciplinarians. The nuns would exhibit a variety of behaviors, such as crude language, and exhibit suggestive behaviors that were usually attributed to demonic possession. One convent's nuns would regularly meow like cats. Priests were often called in to perform exorcisms. MPI outbreaks occurred in factories following the Industrial Revolution in England, France, Germany, Italy, and Russia, as well as the United States and Singapore. The Ministry of Labor in Singapore gives a case study of 6 outbreaks of MPI in Singapore factories between 1973 and 1978. They were characterized by hysterical seizures of screaming and general violence where tranquilizers were ineffective, trance states where a worker would claim to be speaking under the influence of the spirit or jinn, and frightened spells. Some workers complained of unprecedented fear or being cold, numb, or dizzy. Outbreaks would subside in about a week. Often, a medicine man would be called in to do a ritual exorcism. This technique was not effective and sometimes seemed to exacerbate the MPI outbreak. The June bug outbreak. In June 1962, a peak month in factory production, workers at a dressmaking factory in a textile town in southern United States experienced symptoms including severe nausea and breaking out on their skin. Most outbreaks occurred during the first shift. Of 62 total outbreaks, 59 were women, some of whom believed they were bitten by bugs from a fabric shipment. Entomologists and others were called in to discover the pathogen. No evidence was found of a bug that would cause flu-like symptoms, nor did all the workers demonstrate bites. Workers concluded that the environment was quite stressful, the plant had recently opened, was quite busy, and organization was poor. Further, most of the victims reported high levels of stress in their lives. There's a part 2.